Families around the country are sending their kids off to college this month. So all this week, we're exploring new ways they are experiencing this milestone. And today we are talking about vocational schools. With skyrocketing costs of tuition and an uncertain job market, some students are turning to trade schools for a quicker job market entry and competitive earnings. With us now to discuss this is Ramona Schindelheim, editor-in-chief for our content partner Working Nation and host of Work in Progress. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's talk a little bit about some of the factors a student should consider when they're trying to figure out if vocational or trade school is for them.
Well, everybody's life is different. Everybody's circumstance is different. So one of the things that we see in our reporting here at Working Nation is that if you're looking for an immediate post-high school job that's going to pay you well, so maybe you have a young family already, or maybe you're living with your family and you're helping support them, getting into a trade early can really get you that money, get you that job that you need that makes money right away. College is expensive. And as a matter of fact, only about 30% of the people in our country actually have a 4-year degree. So the other 70% are doing jobs like these skilled trades.
Interesting. I thought that would be much higher. According to National Student Clearinghouse Research Center, the vocational school enrollment actually increased 16% from 2022 to 2023. Why do you think it's the rise? Is it the expense of tuition, or is it that students are just finding that the jobs are just not out there?
Well, I think the reason that trade schools have increased is that there's been an effort really to reduce the stigma around trades, such as electrician, plumber, construction worker. There has been this stigma that says it's a dirty job, right? So we kind of look at it like, oh, do I really want to do that for the rest of my life? You know, kind of getting my hands really dirty and really sweaty, heavy work. Really, what a trade is today, most of them have some kind of tech skill involved in it. If you're in construction, yes, there's hands-on. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. And I don't want to put it in that light, but there's a lot of work that you have to know through STEM skills. So you need to know science, you need to know math, but you can learn these in the trade school. You can learn them in apprenticeships, in these earn and learn roles at, through unions. And very interesting, I looked at a number recently from the Department of Labor saying there are 10 million open jobs out there because we have older workers who are retiring, so people who have been doing this for their lives, and these roles need to be filled, and the wages have gone up in those roles since COVID as well because of that shortage.
Interesting. Well, what are some of the higher paying careers or earning potential for students who do choose to go to a trade school?
I think I know you mentioned one before the break, aviation technician, that could be a 6-figure job. Auto technician could be a 6-figure job if you go through the trade. Toyota does a trade school for this. So you can learn to repair Toyotas, and it's done through some of their dealerships. And you could find that story on our website. But you can start out making 60 to 70 a year. And then when you move into maybe the next level in a year, you could start making that 6-figure. Electricians, plumbers, all of these are really good paying, family sustaining wages, depending on where you're living, of course. When you're in the coast, cost of living a little higher. But when you're in some of the middle income or middle towns, middle-sized towns, 100,000 will really get you far.
Yeah, and these jobs are all necessary for the most part as well, unlike some other jobs out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Ramona
I would like to add, I just want to add one more thing.
Go ahead.
Infrastructure and Jobs Act. This, it's a bipartisan piece of legislation around our country. It's going into communities around our country. Those are creating jobs in your community. And I urge anybody interested, also check out your community college, because a lot of times they partner with local employers to provide that training.
Good advice. Ramona Schindelheim, editor-in-chief of Working Nation, host of Work in Progress podcast. Thank you so much. Very interesting topic.
Thanks, Julie.
And after